Alright, what's up Facebook and YouTube? I'm sitting here with my boy Sam and we're talking over his Monarch deck. How's it going, Sam?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, man, doing good. So you got, what was it, ninth place?
Yeah, I got screwed because of the draw I got with this Pepe guy. I mean, the match took like 45 minutes in the first round, or I guess like in the first round of the game, and I used his whole extra deck up because that's just how long it took. But I still won that game, and then game two, I could have just admitted defeat and then went to game three and then tried to get a win, but then again, it probably would have got me even farther down if I would have lost. So I guess it was a good thing in the long run, but it could have been a better. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you still savage people's lives, so
Oh yeah.
that's all that really matters. So, how much more do you like the Power Ranger variant over the artifacts that you had last time?
What are the Power Rangers? You mean the Super
The
Quantums?
Super Quantums, Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, bro.
So we were talking about it, man. We were having a big conversation about Pepe, man, the night before, and I was like, you know what, Sam, you should play the artifacts, and I'm like, you know what, guys, I think I am. So went to bed at like 10:30, thinking, oh, I'm playing artifacts, and I'll just wake up, and I'm like, oh, you know what, no, I have to play Super Quantums, and I'm thinking, you know what. Thinking there's only going to be Cosmo and Monarchs there because I didn't even expect Pepe to be that good. So I just played the Super Quantums. And, I mean, there was a lot of Pepe there that I played. And I was kind of thinking, well, shoot, what happens if I would have played the Artifacts? Would I have had a better, matchup? Because just going Scythe was just so good. But then I remembered that when I played in Omaha for the Ascension Sky Dragon, I didn't even play against a Pepe legitly with the artifacts. So I just decided to go with the Super Quantums, which I knew how to, play with more, I guess I could say, against Pepe.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. So, I mean, we got your deck profile up here. So, I mean, let's talk about it. So, the ratio of 2 red layer to the 1 blue layer, how's that working for you?
So the night before we went to Collector's Cash Tournament, I just play test a lot, and I always saw 2 red in my hand before I even searched it. And I said to myself, I was like, you know what? No, I just can't because if you have 1, if you draw 1, that's fine. But with the blue one, if you have a red engrave and you have a red in hand, all you have to do is summon the red and then get the red from the grave back. So it's like an infinite loop. So, and you don't need 3 for that. You only need 2. So I felt like 2 was the best number. But I also played other monsters that could be normal that I probably should have not even cut down. I mean, some people did cut down on them, but I mean, maybe some people play 3. I mean, it's a great card, but I just felt like 2 was needed because I didn't want a dead draw because I know brick Monarchs are kind of a thing, which, I mean, I experienced it a little. I mean, most of the games, though, the Super Quantums made me unbrick myself, so.
Yeah, most definitely. They're just really good pieces that were needed for the deck. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
You got the 3 Idea and then the 2 Idios. So 3 and 2, talk about it.
Oh, so I don't know if you remember last profile, but the light and the dark one, man. I mean, I think I got Valor most of the time on the light one or the dark one, but I mean, man, just drawing them, man, they're just I can't even describe it, man. When I saw Idia and a big Monarch, man, and Pantheism, and another spell, vice versa, man, I just went off. Yeah. I mean, even if they did Valor me, I would just use set my E teleport and then use all my plays up and then keep Ether in hand and then tribute for Ether on their turn and then get all the pluses to my hand back that I would have gotten the first turn. So it wasn't really a minus if they Valored me or Max Seed, because Max Seed they would only get 1 draw. Yeah. But even against Valor, Valor, they lose a card and then I still got to play my turn on their turn. So Ether, again, was probably the MVP for that.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, the 3 Ether, doesn't even need to be explained. And the 3 Erebus doesn't really need to be explained either. But I know some people run 2. Why didn't you cut yours down to 2? Do you like it at 3?
I don't cut it down. It made me win against Pepe the Grave Effect. The field effect, though, was really good. When I went in, I knew that if you get a shuffle card back, shuffling a card back is like a trish, in my opinion. Like, it was like with Necros, like trishing them was like an Erebus. That's what Erebus is, really. It's like a trish, because I thought about it. You pretty much lose a card that you could have had for the next turn of time being. So I feel like Erebus was really good. Plus, just sending 2 spells was just great. Like, just sending the spells to the graveyard, I wanted to do that as fast as I could if I didn't draw Pantheism to get my plays going. And, yeah, it wasn't a bad idea at all. I mean, I just like the 6 of. I mean, I don't feel like they should be cut down at all.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like them at 3. The Majesty's Fiends in the main. I saw you complain about that a little bit.
Yes, I did highly complain about them. I can't really remember all my like matches. Like, I knew what I played against. I can actually tell you what I played against. But when I remembered my my Majesty's Fiend, I think the only time they were helpful was with a Tenacity. But when I drew Karaz, I felt like I did actually more work than with a Majesty's Fiend. Because usually if I went Majesty's Fiend, they would have had the trap or something. But I think I won maybe 1 game with a Majesty's Fiend. Against Pepe, I played it. Against Sue, he was playing Dynamis. He was on the stream too, Dynamis Pepe. Or Dynamis Perform Pals, whatever, Pendulum, whatever.
Yeah.
I won that against him with the Field Spell thinking, oh, I'm safe. But then they just have Turn Toad. Or, like, Pendulum Summon out, a Spectre Sorcerer in the zone, make him gain attack, and then just pumped over it. So it's not hard for them to get over stuff like that. So, I mean, and Vandy's Fiend, I didn't go into the event knowing too, because I kind of assumed that if there were going to be any Cosmo, like, the Cosmo players would just have to, like, they're going to be playing Good Witch at more because of Rafflesia, Infinity, and vice versa. And Good Witch is just good to set monsters. So I was like, well, I don't want Vandy's Fiend because I'm not playing March of the Monarchs. So I didn't want to waste that for time being.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, it's even worse against Pepe because they can use monster effects. So I just felt like, I mean, if I had to change it, I'd probably put Line Darkness Dragon in because that card won me games.
Yeah, they got to waste a lot of resources to get around Lad. I think Lad would have probably been a pretty devastating game 1 thing to drop on them.
Yes, I'm going to put that in now. But the only reason I hate Lad is because when you're playing Lad, it's not 2,400 attack, 1,000 defense, so it doesn't combo well with Tenacity. So that's the only, like, problem there. But, I mean, I'll figure something out for the next regional that I'm going to in, like, March, Altoona. I'll figure something. If I go to Altoona, which I probably won't, but I'll figure something out, so.
All right. And then you got the 2 Effect Veilers in the main board. I'm sure you love that from what you told me before we cut this record on.
Yeah, so I didn't play against any Monarch mirror matches. And, I mean, I went undefeated the whole day until the last round. And I realized that all the Monarch players lost in the early rounds because of a brick. So that's why I didn't really play any of them, I guess I could say. But yeah, all the rounds went by really, really fast. Like, I don't think I never went into time, except like once. Like, that was the only time. And, like, yeah, just whenever you're playing Veiler, like, just, it stopped anything, really, like. I think I Veilered a tin can randomly, and he didn't have a ship.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty devastating for him. Veilered a, what is it called? The Skull Crobat, and he just passed. Veilered a Ignister. Veiler was really good, though. Veiler's better than Maxi in this format, so. Yeah.
I don't like Maxi in the main board.
And it can add to the bricks. I had Maxi in the main board, but then I took him out for the Super Quantums because I didn't want to waste my room in my deck.
So Karaz at 1.
Oh no, Karaz! We had him at 3, and now he's at 1. Well, you know what? Tough luck though. I really wish I had more of him. So my friend was talking about the like Magical Explosion Monarchs, and everyone saw him play it because he was like playtesting just on like an open table with it because he gave the friend his win and he didn't have like Magical Mallets instead of Dark World Dealings, which you could see how that could go if you get a Dark World Dealings and Magical Mallet can get you full hand like new. But Karaz can stop it, because if you're going first and you just like have ether in your hand and they set 2, which is the magical explosion, etc., the other card life equalizer, or just magical explosion, and yeah, you know what I mean. You could Karaz the 2 set cards, and then they have no cards left in deck, so you automatically win right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, and Karaz, I drew it a couple of times, and, I mean, it got me there, man. Like, this drawing, too, man, that was just consistent. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it at all.
So, what would you take out to add a second?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time, please?
I said, what, because you're going to obviously put, like, 2 in the next time. What would you take out to add in the second?
Probably the Magic Fiends. Or, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could maybe cut down E-Teleport to 1. I don't know. Or cut down E-Teleport by 1 to play 2. I don't know. I might even just play like 49 cards and just not brick. I mean, that's possible. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really in the moment of thinking right now, because I had to think all yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you're drained.
And, I mean, yeah, but I can definitely get back to you maybe this week if I figure out something on an interview. I can pretty much tell everyone about it. I'm sure a lot of Monarch players would love to hear my lovely texts.
Oh, yeah. They're asking questions all the time on the Monarch page, so... Yeah,
I actually have a secret tech that I'm going to be playing for Altoona that I cannot reveal. So.
Nice.
You'll just have to wait and see if I top.
Yep, you guys got to stay tuned.
Pretty much, yep.
Yep, so you got the 3 Stormforth, which we don't really need to talk about, and looks like Dual Network wants to time out, so I'll sign back in. After that, you had the 3 E-Tellies. So, do you like it at 3?
Yeah, whenever I saw it helped me. I saw it, like... Sometimes I saw that in Red Lair.
Yeah.
And I sometimes just like summoned like Blue Lair off E-Telly and didn't summon the Red Lair, which I don't know why I did, but I still won. So like, I don't know how, but like, well, excuse me, I do know how because of Domain. Domain's reducing effect, like, it's why the Quantums are like good. If we didn't have Domain, the Quantums would not be good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes.
So we have the 1 Foolish Burial still in there. Do you still like that in there, or?
So interesting story. I have a Turbo Pack 1 right now, the super rare, because my friend gave it to me. And whenever I saw it, man, I saw it like every game, and like I always sent the Erebus, man. And it just got my plays going. So yeah, I liked it.
So Foolish still good. We got the 3 Tenacity and the 3 Pantheism, of course, and the 3 Domain.
You know, I'm actually thinking about taking out Pantheism.
Really?
That card's just too good. Whenever you get it, your opponent just scoots. Man, I'm thinking about taking it out. I mean,
yeah,
I'd be fine taking out Tenacity if my opponent takes out their Pendulum Sorcerer. So I'd be fine with that.
Hey, it'll make it a pretty interesting match.
And I'd probably still lose, though, but, you know.
All right. I know some people are running Return of the Monarchs at 3. You got yours at 1 in the new build. Do you like it at 1, or would you?
So I started out with 3, and then I went to 2, then I went to 1. I kind of wish I had this second one at sometimes. Sometimes, though, I didn't want it at 2, because I just had a full hand of monsters that I wouldn't have used it with. The way I looked at it was I only played, I think, 8 monsters that I could use. And I'm thinking about if I'm going with an Erebus and an Ether summons them out. So I felt like Return wasn't as amazing as what people put it as. But it wasn't, like, it just added on to the bricking factor. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we gotta always try
but if people play 2, though, I'm sorry, but if people play, like, 2... don't feel bad. I mean, I kind of wish I had 2 at sometimes, but most of the time, I was fine with the 1 of.
Why don't you go ahead and throw like 8 copies of Delg in there?
Delg? Oh, yeah, Delg. Man, I actually saw a Monarch player win because of Delg.
What?
Yeah. So Delg, what is his effect again? Here, 1 second.
I think he pops the set card or whatever, or I don't really remember.
Here, so Yeah, so Del says you can target 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them. Then you send
okay.
the same number of cards from your deck to the grave, and it can't like attack. So what he did was he summoned Delg off of Ether, and pretty much then banished his opponent's Pantheism and the Prime Monarch, his trap card. And then he had no cards. He only had like an Ether in hand, and he sent the Prime Monarch and Pantheism from his deck to the graveyard, which made. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, someone was calling me, so. Yeah, so. But yeah, he just sent the Pantheism and Prime from his deck to the grave, which made him win, so. Because without the opponent's Pantheism or Prime, like, he had, like, nothing going for him.
Yeah, that would be totally devastating. That's funny to
see. Yeah, but
Delg,
man, I might consider playing one now because of that. But then again, bricking factors, man, you got to think about it.
Yeah, you really do. So there's the 3 Prime Monarch, of course, and then you decide to run with the Escalation in there in the main still. Escalation, was that still good or?
Oh, Escalation. Yes, it was. It was mainly for Erebus, man. That's all it was. Like, Ether, it didn't really matter. It was just for Erebus. That's why I only played one, because I didn't really want to see it. But, I also had the 3 Prime in there instead of, like, 2 March or 2 Return. Because I felt like the Prime Monarch, the field effect, which is like the shuffle 2 to draw 1, mm-hmm. I looked at it like a Spellbook of Towers, and I looked at how Spellbook of Towers did for spellbooks, and I just wanted to see the Prime Monarch, because if I saw it, I just like Pantheism it, because usually what I did, I played a lot of mind games with my Pantheism searches. I sometimes did 2 Tenacity, 1 Pantheism, 2 Pantheism, 1 Tenacity, and sometimes I just did like 3 random ones that I wouldn't even mind getting to my hand. Mm-hmm. But my opponent usually, if I revealed Tenacity and Pantheism, always picked the Pantheism, which actually helped me out in the long run. And it's not a bad thing, though, because they have the Pantheism in their hand, and they just want you to, like, bluff, so you, like, think they want it. It's really hard to know as a player, like, the opponent of the Monarch, to know what you want to pick off the Pantheism.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really, like, mind games, though, man. Like, everyone that top says, like, you have to play some severe mind games. And I actually did with the Prime Monarch against the Infinity. He had an Infinity, and I used the Prime Monarch, which I misplayed before, but this wouldn't have all happened if I wouldn't have set the Prime Monarch in my hand. So I was like, okay, affected the Prime Monarch, and then he thought for a little bit, and I had 4 in hand, and he's thinking, well, you know what, 4 in hand, that could probably get you out, so he let it go through, and little did he know that Domain did not activate in the field spell zone, so I used that, reduce Ether down by 2, tribute, summon, attack over Infinity, pass, use the other Ether in my hand, summon Karaz, get the trap, draw 2, get back in the game.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh, boy. So let's talk a little bit about the side, because your side is massively different.
Yes.
Yeah, you got the 2 Fog Kings. I know a lot of people hate on him. What's your take on him?
My brother was playing Cosmo, and Cosmo needed Master Restrict, so I played Fog King. I never even needed it, but what I felt like was, in Mirror Match, Fog King was like, I don't know, like, how to say it, like, Mirror Match, I guarantee that more people are probably saying, like, Joel Lockbird, pulling the rug, I mean, you know, a lot of things there, but I realized that, like, Fog King would have helped me if I would have went, like, for an Erebus, because I could tribute off the Erebus for Fog King, and then I could sit behind all the cards that I have while my opponent has to search through to get it to 2800. If you tribute a 2400, you're just going to get screwed by the Prime. Mm-hmm. Like, literally, that's all it's going to be, and then whoever has the less cards in deck is going to deck out, unless there's a Dark Hole or, you know, something in that equation. But, yeah, the Fog King was just... I never got to use it, but I did play against a Monarch player, and whenever I had the Fog King, he just lost.
Mm-hmm. You had 3 Sea Turtle Kaiju. Did you use that much?
Oh yes. So I should have said that in against my last round against the Beast, but I didn't even see the Beast coming. But I played 3 of it because I expected like what was it, like BA and all that stuff, and they have like fiends and everything, and it's just like a tribute off like. A lot of people were playing Moon Mirror Shield, which I didn't see coming. Like Pepe and all that were playing Moon Mirror Shield, which I didn't even like know was a card. Like I knew it could have been a card, but like never would have expected it. Like everyone at the top tables had like one copy of it in their deck, and I'm like, oh. I did actually get Moon Mirror Shielded against a BA player. He had Rhino Warrior, Vanity's Fiend. Moon Mirror Shield on the Vandy's Fiend. Mm-hmm. And you know what Rhino Warrior does? Fiendish Rhino?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be targeted or anything. So Stormforth, of course, was like the equation solver. But if I was playing a different deck, I don't know how I would have gotten over that.
Yeah, that would have been pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I tried, what I did, though, was to get over the Vandy's Fiend, I summoned a... Eodos, get an extra summon, use Domain to reduce, treat off, and then when I was turn player, I attacked, and then I put in the chain link so Domain would resolve last. Mm-hmm. So Domain 1, Moon Shield 2. So my monster would always get over the Moon Mirror Shield monster. So Moon Mirror Shield is a good card, but if your opponent's smart, you can definitely get over it. But with that and Rhino Warrior, he did that every like the 3 games in a row. So yeah, I don't even know.
Hey,
the game was super easy. I had it many times. I just didn't. Game 1, I got a weird like I don't know what it was. I got a weird philosophy that I could have summoned off of Ether, so I used Ether instead of Erebus. Which, I went to game 3 because I made a little minor mistake. Plus, he had a lot of backer game 1 with that match, or Vanity, Rhino Warrior. So, but he got it every 3 games, and game 2 and 3,
So, you also have the 2 draw and lock birds. Did that come in really handy for you?
No. So I started it in against Pepe, like, at the start when I started playing him, and I noticed every time that when I played it, they just stopped. I mean, they didn't even care about searching. Like, they could have just stopped where they were and still did the same play. So I was just like, you know what, I would have sided it in against Monarchs, but never played any, so, but yeah, the card was bad. My whole side deck sucked. Except for, like, other cards. Like, there were some cards in there that help, but some of them were just like, no.
The 3 Twin Twisters, did those help out at all? I'm sure they probably did a little at least.
So, last redraw, I said Twin Twister was the best card. Yeah, Twin Twister is the best card. Mm-hmm. If your opponent has backer, you just be like, yeah, no thank you. And you just blow them all up. That's what I did all day. Cosmos just saw him try Cosmojo. I was just like, Twin Twister. Then they're like, oh, I can't do anything. I was like, yep, that's how your deck shouldn't go. Backer, though, is very powerful, but Twin Twister is very powerful. So I felt like if Twin Twister wasn't a card, Cosmos might be better.
Yeah.
Because and plus seeing it a lot, like, quite frankly, it helped me win, though, against Pendulums a lot, too, because I just Twin Twistered the scale. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't reset the scale, so...
Yeah, Twin Twister wrecked that dude.
Yeah.
You had the 2 Maxis. I'm sure those were okay or probably bad.
Actually, no. Maxi, I actually played against a Pepe player, and he actually went all off, and I drew like 17 cards. And
what?
That's why that was the game where we drew because this was game 2. And he made me draw all these cards, and I'm thinking, where is my Twin Twister? Like, I put 3 in. I only have, like, 10 cards in deck. They're all scattered around, but drew, like, pretty much my whole deck and couldn't get a Twin Twister. And he ended off his field with the Vanity Fiend, Rafflesia, Abyss Dweller, Masquerade Strict. And I was just like, no, I can't even see a Twin Twister. I'm not even going to I can't even win. Like, Twin Twister would have been so good against my last match, too. Because if I would have Twin Twister the Master Restrict before... he was a smart player, though. He played the Master Restrict on my turn, which he knew that Ether could summon on his turn. So he was very smart about that. But I could have baited him out because I had a Stormforce set. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, just Twin Twister, man. Best card of the game. And side deck, everyone should play 3 of it. Oh, yeah, not even if you play a trap deck, it's just too good.
And the 2 Light and Darkness Dragons. Go ahead on those.
Okay, so against that BA player, I pretty much said, okay, so Starfloor through Randy Sween, summon out Light and Darkness Dragon. Literally cannot do anything throughout the whole the games. And I played also against a Pepe Magician, and Light and Darkness Dragon sealed the game for me. So Light and Darkness Dragon, I would want a main deck, because that card was really good. I don't know if you remember back, I don't know if you know him, but Lithium 2300, I think his YouTube is. Yep. He always played Light and Darkness at 3, and I mean, Light Darkness Dragon, though, is definitely a good side deck card, but it could definitely be a good main deck card, too, so.
Yeah, your opponent has to waste so many cards to get rid of it, usually, and yeah, it's a great card. I agree.
Yeah.
So, before we started this, you called Mega Caius Mega Fails, so I'm assuming it didn't do much for you.
No, so, Mega Caius, I played against BA, like BA once or twice, in that equation. And, I never used it. But, I mean, I didn't even play a mirror match, so then it would be ineffective. I mean, my whole side deck, man, I was thinking about playing Pepe and Monarchs. And not Pepe and Monarchs, Monarchs and Cosmo. And, I just didn't... I looked at my side deck, and I'm thinking these are all good for Monarchs and Cosmo. And I didn't even play one Monarch. So, I mean, my side deck was based around it, though, because I assumed if I was going to be at the top tables. But, I mean, that just shows you how good of a player you can be if you know the deck well. Because I went in, and I played every other deck that I expected not to play. And I got undefeated pretty much 7 rounds through. Without any side deck, really. Besides Twin Twister, of course. But...
oh, man.
Yeah, like, side decks are great, but when you think you're going to play a deck, like, Nationals side deck would have been great, but I'm getting more better with my side decking, where I can, like, I don't even need it. Like, the deck, like, literally on itself is, like, can stand on its 2 legs. But I played, I think, 5 Pepe, 2 Cosmo, and 1 BA that whole day.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Pepe is definitely not dead, man. Wavering Eyes and Draco Face Off are like the 2 cards that just like make that deck so good. Like, the deck is like so good though. Like, it's like Necros when Konami hit it the first time. They were kind of like the E-banless in July. They were like, they're still good, They weren't as good, but they're still like amazing. And then after, what they're going to do is they're going to probably ban a lot more cards and then just nerf them so nobody plays them. Because Konami's known for doing that.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Got to get that new deck rolling.
I mean, shoot, they nerfed the Necros so badly, man. Like, they're unplayable now. Like, they lost their clowns, man. That was the only thing they had going for them was the clowns, and then they lost it. So now, I don't know. But, I mean, the guy who won the side events at the YCS was really, really good guy. Looked like he was really skillful to play Necros instead of Pepe. But that shows you that decks can come back unexpected, and you just have to know what they are and when to, I guess, what to do against them, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, that's the deck profile. Is there any shout-outs you want to give out and anything else you want to say?
Yeah, so Collector's Cash, they had a great judge staff. I mean, I don't think I had one appeal. Like, I never appealed. Like, I think there was one, but a lot of people at that regional did not know what the heck Majesty's Fiend meant with negating monsters, like where it negates so much, something like that. Like skill drain, how it does on the field. They thought that's what it was. And also the run-of-the-mill games, they got the box in first 5 minutes. Opened up a case, gave me the cards opened up a case of boxes, gave me all the cards I needed. Went out to Lenexa, so shout out to them. What else? Oh yeah, shout out to my extra deck too, man. I didn't play any tokens. That was the first regional I think I've ever been at without tokens, and the tokens were actually like inspirational though, man. Like I always had like whenever I had Yuma on the top, I always like drew the card I needed or something like that. Like they were inspirational, man. I always like thought that like whatever I drew could get me somewhere, that. And it was just kind of like sad not having tokens. I mean, other people did, but I mean, I didn't want to get judge call. I had like 20 tokens in my deck at the time before it. Yeah. So, but yeah, Konami has some interesting rules with bots. Like in time in the round, game 3 is a draw. That's a very interesting thing. But the draw actually hurt me in the long run. Getting 9th. If I would have won the game, though, if I didn't get Beast and Master Shift, I would have won the whole thing. So, but I mean, I just have more room for improvement. I mean, I'm getting closer and closer every time. Like, I think at Omaha I was 14th, and then I got 3rd, and then I got 8th. So I'm getting to be where I can be topping every event, hopefully. So. And then I can bring in other people ideas, and I can soon be a article writer.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I did message ARG though for a deck list, and they said they only want a top 8, and I was like, I got 9th, and they said, oh, I don't care.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, but ARG, yeah, man, ARG players are really, really good, but you have to realize though they all net deck off each other. Like, if you look at the deck list, like they're really good players, but when one player finds out something. If you don't know about the idea, you're gonna be screwed the whole day because they tell all their friends. And if you go to an ARG and you don't know anyone, you're probably gonna not win. Like you could win, but like knowing people is how I think you win in this game. Is because sharing ideas and thoughts like about side decks. Or maybe even extra decks if you're playing Pepe, Cosmo, anything like that, is a very big, like, or even your main deck, I guess, is a very big, conclusion to the game. Like, you can't just go into an event without knowing anyone and going, I mean, you very can, but it's very unlikely to go into a game without talking to anyone or doing YouTube or anything and going 9-0 without any help. Because I know a guy playing Cyber Dragons got 22nd. And 22nd doesn't sound like a lot, but when it's Cyber Dragons, man, like it's done. I actually did play a Cyber Dragon though, who was 5-0, and I beat him because he drew triple power bond. But yeah, just sharing thoughts and all that. Got me to where I am. Because as a kid, I just started playing Dragon Duels, and I mean, that just got me more like into when I need to play cards, what I need to decide. And Dragon Duels is a very good implementation by Konami. Like, I know a lot of people look at it and say, oh, there's no skill involved. I mean, there isn't really skill involved, but think about it. I mean, when you're 8 years old, you don't really know a lot of things, so. And I mean, when I played in Nationals in the big league, I just played Necros every round, and I wasn't used to it because in Dragon Duels, I was just playing like Cosmo, or not Cosmo, like I could play random Spellbook during Hat format, Evil Storm. And I mean, yeah, like, man, Dragon Duels is a very good implementation. Like, that's what made me of where I am now, I think, was because I know when, and plus the player base of my, like, community, we're all pretty good. We all know, we actually have Ryan Newburn, who, top Nationals, I think, during, Lightsworn format, and, yeah, I mean, just player-based, man, that's what you need. You need to get involved and stuff, ask questions. It's kind of like school, I guess. Think of Yu-Gi-Oh! As school, ask questions, man. I mean, if you need help with your extra decker side, I mean, get, in a community on Facebook. They'll definitely help you out, I'm sure. There's going to be some people out there, though, that just, say stuff that's wrong. And, there could be some fights between it. Side deck, though, is definitely personal preference. And I feel like my side deck this weekend kind of failed me, but I mean, I went undefeated, so I mean, my deck, I guess, really helped me out, and my side deck didn't. So, Yeah, that's my conclusion, though.
All right, so that was Sam. And like he said, he has a secret tech that hopefully he'll be sharing with you guys in the near future. So,
I actually just found another one too, so I have two.
so now he has two. So look out for that, guys. All right, this is the legendary Sannin and Sam, and we're out.